Hello everyone, welcome to Stamping with Annis. This is the card we are going to make today, and the sentiments is from the Made For You stamp set, and then I used the Make a Cake stamp set. So I'm just going to pull out the stamps I need for this one. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so you will first need a piece of Midnight Muse cardstock cut at 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to make this card a little bit different, and I'm going to use a Primrose Petals mat of 4 by 5.25. And then I'm using the Patio Party Designer Series paper. And what I did was I cut the strip with the pennants on it at 5 by 3, and so I just cut a piece of this at 5 by 3, and then I cut off strips from another piece of the Designer Series paper, which is this one, and all I did was I cut off this whole top section, and then I cut off the doily pennants, I guess you could call that, a doily pennant, and then I cut off that strip. So I cut them both at 5. And then I just, at the width of 5, and I cut it to the part that I wanted is why I started and stopped the cuts, okay? I hope that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to put that together first. So you get your snail, and all I did was I ran it down this strip of the Midnight Muse flowers, and then I just attached the doily border to there, like that. And then I just put snail on the back of this. Whoops. And then I just attach that to this, to the bottom of this one. Yeah. So just attach that to the bottom of there. So the Whisper White organza ribbon. And I'm just going to put a little strip running across there. Okay. And I'm just going to attach it on the back with some Scotch tape. Okay, so I'm going to line this up to where I want it. I still want to be able to see the doilies even through the organza part of the ribbon. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly stick this to the back of my card face. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to cut this down so that it'll be 5 by 3 3/4. And so I just cut off the top bit here. So just 1 minute while I just, is this. Okay, so then you put snail on the back of your piece. So I'm just going to put that on my piece of Primrose Petals. Try to get as straight as I possibly can. There we go. And I'm just going to mat this onto my card front. Okay, and then let's put this on here. Again, as straight as I possibly can. Okay. See, that's nice. I think that's really pretty. All right, I like those colors together. Okay, so now I'm gonna get on to stamping my cake. Now, I use the Stamp-a-ma-jig for this because I cannot get this cake to stamp together properly without using my Stamp-a-ma-jig. So I'm going to demonstrate how that works now as well. So this is a piece of Whisper White, and this is cut at 2 by 3 9/16. That's my full measurement. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Midnight Muse ink and the bottom cake layer and the cake plate. I'm just going to ink that up, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this close to the bottom. Okay. And then the next cake layer I'm going to do in Primrose Petals. And I'm going to use my Stamp-a-ma-jig for this. So I'm just gonna, okay, so you line up, you get a, it's like a window sheet almost, and you line that, the bottom corner of that up with the corner in here. So just like this, and then you stamp the stamp that you're using, or you ink up the stamp that you're using, and you just line the block up into there, and then you get your image on the sheet, and then bring in the cake again, and then I'm going to line this up, and then put my, I call this put the handle back to the corner of that sheet, and then ink up your stamp again, and just line the block up again with the corner of the handle, and there you have it. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the pinwheel. And I'm going to stamp the pinwheel in Summer Starfruit. These are the 2012 to 2014 ink colors that I am using. It's a beautiful, they're beautiful colors that Stampin' Up! Has come up with. Okay, see, I rocked that one a bit, so I'm just going to redo this again. So again, you line your window sheet up with the corner of the handle, push your block right down against the corner, and press down. That was much better. And I guess when I mounted this stamp, my pinwheel stamp, I did it on an angle. Here, you can see it better here. So I really need to use the Stamp-a-ma-jig when I stamp this one, because otherwise I'll stamp it on an angle every time. So see, my Stamp-a-ma-jig handle is going to go at a funny angle because I mounted my stamp kind of crooked. Okay, and there we go. All right, and then what we are going to do, so now what we're going to do is I'm just going to mark the center underneath the bottom of this cake plate. Which is 1 inch, of course, because my piece of Whisper White is 2 inches. Okay, and I'm just going to draw a line from the corner to my center mark. And I'm just going to cut that out, because then I will get a pennant like what's on the Designer Series paper. So it matches. I stole the idea for this card from the Split Coast Stampers website. Someone on there had made a card with the Make a Cake stamp set, and it's very similar to this. It's almost the same, but I really liked it, so I thought I would copy it. So I have a piece of Raspberry Ripple that's cut at 2 by 3 and 14/16. I'm just going to put snail on the back of my cake. And I'm just going to stick this down, leaving a border, just like that. And then I'm just going to freehand this. I'm just going to cut the border of the pennant. So wish me luck. Okay, so there is my pennant all cut out. And I know it's not perfect down here, but I am completely fine with that. Okay, so we're going to put that to the side. Now I'm going to get my sentiment, which I'm making this a happy birthday card, and I'm going to get my Midnight Muse ink again. And I'm using the, oopsies, the happy birthday. So I'm just going to ink that up. I'm going to stamp it towards the bottom so I can punch it out. And it's not straight, but that's okay. Because like I said, I'm going to punch it out. Yeah, okay. And I'm using the Modern Label Punch. Okay. Alrighty, so let's punch this out here. Okay. And then you're going to get a piece of Raspberry Ripple and just punch a label out of this. So there we go. And then I'm going to cut this in half. Okay. And then I'm going to put some snail on both pieces, like this. And then what you're gonna do is line up the ends of it, so that you get a little border on your happy birthday on either end. So see, just like that. And then I'm gonna put some dimensionals on the back of this. And I'm just using the edge ones here. And I'm gonna and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use my two-way glue pen, and I'm gonna color in the middle cake section here. And my Dazzling Diamonds glitter. And just go ahead and pour that on. Flick it off. And then I just like to use a paintbrush to clean up any leftover glitter that's on my paper, because there's always glitter that just likes to stick with the static. So I like to clean that up. Okay. Alright, then I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. You can do one in the middle too for good luck. Alright, peel off the backing. Okay, I'm going to mount this one about here. Okay, and then my sentiment. Peel off the backing of the tiny dimensionals, which I've used from the edge. And I'm going to place this just above the ribbon. And then as a finishing touch, I'm just going to put two little rhinestones, oops, on either side of the happy birthday. There we go. All right, so there's my finished card. So you can see the difference here between the one that I matted and then the one that I didn't. Thank you for joining me today. If you would like to order any Stampin' Up! Products and you are in Canada, you may do so at my website that I will link in the down bar. And again, if you are in the Greater Toronto area and you would like to book a party with me, I would be more than happy to be your demonstrator. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.